Hello everyone, welcome back to Voidheart Studios, and today we are doing another possibly unfair comparison. Yep, that's the name of this series, Possibly Unfair Comparisons, because I'm comparing blasters that are completely different, but fit the same general category, so yeah, it's possibly unfair, but hey, I'm just here to shoot blasters and vaguely compare them. So first, for today's episode, I have high-capacity blasters. Now, what do I class as a high-capacity blaster? Just anything that has more than 30 rounds that doesn't use magazines. So, yeah, I mean, just throw a 35-round Raider drum in anything and it's, you know, high capacity. So I'd have to test every clip system blaster that exists ever. So that's why I said, you know, specifically without magazines. Stuff like cylinder fed, chain fed, yeah, mainly cylinder fed, as you'll soon see. Alright, now, let me adjust my thing here. And then, we shall start with our contestants. Our first contestant is the Dart Zone Magnum X2. The Magnum X2 is released by Dart Zone, and I think it was in like 2020 or something. It's the second version of the Magnum Super Drum. This is the Nitro Shot version. It features a compact frame, top prime, a removable 40-round cylinder at the push of a button and the pull of the cylinder, and a collapsible stock. I've listed my grievances about the weirdness of this stock in my review of the Magnum, but yeah, it's pretty good. Our next contestant is the Dart Zone Savage Spin. The Savage Spin was released alongside the Magnum Super Drum in, I don't know, like 2016 or whatever. But this is the new Nitro Shot version as well. It also has a collapsible stock that I have also listed my grievances about. It also has an easily removable cylinder that holds 3 cylinders, and they each hold 15 darts, giving it a total 45 dart capacity. Oh yeah, they're all going to have like different capacities. There's only 3 or 4 of them that have the same capacity. And you switch between the cylinders by hitting that pump handle. Very satisfying to do. It is a semi-automatic flywheeler. And it takes 6 AA's. Next up is the Dart Zone Villainator. The Dart Zone Villainator was released in 2020, I believe, because it was released alongside the Spectrum, and features pump action, a removable stock compatible with the Spectrum. That's pretty much it. The weird Dart Zone Tactical Rail, and a removable 40 dart double stack drum cylinder, but everybody calls those things. This is a drum, so you know, we'll just call it a drum. Oh, there we go. Didn't put it in all the way. All right. Our fourth contestant is the X-Shot Crusher. The X-Shot Crusher was released in 2019 as part of X-Shot's Excel series. This is the Excel Red version. It was originally released in Excel White. It is a spring-powered, 35-round, chain-fed minigun blaster thing. The chain can also de-link with plastic clips, so theoretically, if you had more Crusher chains, you could have essentially infinite capacity. Next up is the X-Shot Turbo Advance. The X-Shot Turbo Advance is a large spring-powered blaster featuring pump action. I forgot this one has had the air restrictor removed. This one was given to me at my most recent meet at my Nerf club. And it also features a removable 40 dart cylinder, but it has an interesting feature that once you fire the outer or inner 20 rounds, you have to hit this switch to switch between the rows. So it's not really a 40 round cylinder, it's a 20 plus 20. Kind of like how the Savage Spin is a 15 plus 15 plus 15. But yeah, this blaster was released, I don't even know when. It was released in Excel Yellow, and then it was re-released a bunch of different times because, you know, Zuru and Busby, they have a monopoly over all the dollar stores. So who knows where this thing came from? Could have came from like a Value Village or a Major. Who knows? And finally, we have the X-Shot Insanity Mad Mega Barrel. This blaster was released in 2023 as part of the X-Shot Insanity series and is a spring-powered pump-action blaster with a removable 72-round cylinder. This thing I can barely fit on the screen, and you have to stick your hand through the cylinder to actually actuate the blaster. And so far, the only blaster to not have slam fire is the Turbo Advance. So, yeah, this does have slam fire, so does the Magnum, the Crusher, the Villainator. The Savage Spin is full light-wheeler, so let me take off that drum so I can store it without breaking the drum into the cylinder. Duh. What doth thou see behind me? Is that a secret 7th contestant? Yep, that is correct. I found this while garage sale shopping. This is the Busby Toys Air Warriors Decimator. This blaster was released in 2017 and is a 40-round HAMP, which stands for high air pressure manual pump. So basically, you slam this back hard to fire the dart, and then when you push it forward, it actuates the double 20-round cylinders, which are conveniently removable. Alright, now let's talk about a unique pro and con of all the blasters. Starting with our surprise contestant, the Decimator. A unique pro is that, well, it's a HAMP, and HAMPs can fire very fast without straining your arm, because it doesn't rely on spring power, but air power. Because slamming this back drives a piston through a plunger tube that essentially acts like a Springer firing, so it's going to have a little lower FPS, but it essentially does that without you having to draw back the weight of a spring. The unique con of this blaster is it's a very uncomfortable grip. It's a Busby blaster, so it's going to have a bit of an uncomfy grip, but yeah, that's the Decimator. Now, the Mad Mega Barrel. The Mad Mega Barrel's pro is obviously its capacity. 72 darts. And even then, you can take this apart, if you don't break it, and make 6 12-round indexing harmonica clips. This system will feed this thing however you decide to feed it in there. The downside kind of has some wonky ergonomics because of it. I mean, having to stick your hand through the cylinder and then having this thing It is the chonkiest blaster, so it's going to have some issues fitting in tight spaces. Which is, you know, why I'm taking it apart every time I stop holding it. Next is the Crusher. Its pro is that chain. You can add just more and more and more capacity to the chain, and I mean, you could literally sit on like a capture point or a hill or something and just be racking off shots endlessly if you just have a bucket of interconnected Crusher chains. So it's crazy how stacked this thing can get. The major con is, well, you have a hard time aiming. Slam firing it with that lever ratchet prime is pretty weird. Not the worst thing in the world, but still rather awkward. Next up is the Turbo Advance. The unique pro about this blaster is, well, you can be very ammo efficient with it. Having to switch every time you fire 20 rounds can be really good for your ammo efficiency. Because you're not blowing your entire drum in one go, you have to switch before you can blow more. Now that does have a little bit more of a... That does have a little bit of a con in it, that you have to remember when you fired that 20th shot to switch it, but hey, that's whatever. The con is, of course, the lack of slam fire. I don't know why it doesn't. I don't know, maybe the X-Shot designers way back when were just weird about slam fire, so they just didn't put slam fire in this blaster. Hey, I mean, it gives it a more robust catch mechanism, so that's always good. Next is the Villainator. The Villainator's main pro is pump action and having that short stroke. Allows a very fast fire rate, because you just really quickly pump it. The con, however... I actually can't think of a con. There's not really much of a con. I mean... I'm not saying this is like the best one overall, but yeah, I can't really find any glaring cons. Other than the fact that it was like meant to be an overly tactical blaster, and yet they proceeded to release like 0 attachments. Like, they had the attachments for the Spectrum, the stock attachment from the Villainator, and then the Matrix Fire's front sight. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. The Savage Spin. Talk about awkward ergonomics. The Savage Spin's main pro is flywheel. You are going to have a lot of fire rate. I know it has the same pro as the Decimator, of just, you have the fire rate to absolutely dump with this thing. And the main con with this blaster is it has weird ergonomics. Like, the stock is way too short, even when fully extended, and there's not a good place to put your other hand other than here, in which even then it feels a little like it's in the wrong place. So, yeah, just know your ergonomics are going to be a little bit whack with the Savage Spin. Then finally, the Magnum. Its pros are that it's very compact. I mean, the Decimator is also compact, but this wins in that the fact the drums don't go like way out to here. It's nice and svelte. It's really thin when the cylinder isn't in it. It's really nice and thin. But when the cylinder is in, it doesn't make it too terribly chonky. And now the con. Top Prime. With Slam Fire, Top Prime is going to, with Slam Fire and having no weight up here, Top Prime is going to want to jump that barrel around so much, which can lead to accuracy issues. Now, having the stock helps, but the stock has weird ergonomics itself, so it's really pick your poison. Alright, now for just some last mentions. I don't really have anything in terms of, like, I guess last mentions, except, oh, yeah, compatibility issues with the Decimator. The Decimator does not like Dart Zone darts. I have ran my Dart Zone Nitro Shot full-length darts, my Adventure Force Waffle Head darts, and my X-Shot Air Pocket full-length darts. And it only seems to like the Air Pocket darts. So that is what I will be testing it with in the actual, you know, range footage. So, yeah. Just know this thing does not like Dart Zone darts. It likes the X-Shot darts. I'm sure it likes Busby darts. I mean, this was made back in 2017, so Air Pocket darts weren't even a thing. Nitro Shot darts definitely weren't a thing. Were Adventure Force Waffle Head darts a thing? Like, I know this was back when Dart Zone and Busby were using those weird nipple darts. I don't know. I'll have to do research. But yeah. Now, we shall finally take all these beautiful blasters, load them up, which is going to be a lot of ammo. And let's take them out to the range. I'll see you out there.
Alright. We are out on the range. Nice day. Targets out there. Got a little bit of a headwind, but it's not blowing now, so we should be... Oh, of course, speak of the devil and he shall appear. Yeah. Got the target at about 20 feet, because if you can hit a man-sized target from 20 feet away, it's a pretty good stock war primary. And especially for humans versus zombies, where, you know, most of the gameplay is, like, point blank and close range. So, we all know that with the right darts, these things can hit... You can reasonably hit a man-sized target at 20 feet, but can they, under sustained fast rate of fire? I'm going to start off shooting these blasters slowly, and we'll see how the accuracy diminishes as I speed up firing and then get into, like, slam fire and fast fire and stuff like that. They're all loaded up with random precision darts. They got waffles, they got air pockets, they got nitro shots. I tried to load all nitro shots, but then I realized I wouldn't have enough. So, yeah. And of course the Decimator has entirely air pocket darts, because those are the only ones it seems to like. So, we will start with the Magnum. slam fire. And we're out. Stock actually started collapsing on me a little. All right. Looks like accuracy may have diminished a decent amount when we started with slam fire, and the constant changing wind isn't helping either. Also the fact some of my darts are worn. Really should have bought a bunch of new darts, but yeah, whatever. The show must go on with Villainator. All right, shall begin now. Slam fire. All right. Now, Savage Spin. We'll start off with letting it get full rev between each shot, and then we will just keep increasing fire rate. All right, fast fire. Flywheelers are really a lot more inaccurate for some reason. All right, time for the X-Shot stuff. Starting with the Turbo Advance. I'm going to shoot the first 20 sort of slowly, and then the second 20 speed, because the thing does not have slam fire, so, alright. Alright, let's do the inner 20 with some fast fire. Oh, skipped one. Last one. Alright. Now, for the crusher. How am I going to dial this thing in? It's a hip fire minigun. All right. Yeah, you know, hip-fired miniguns aren't meant for accuracy. Still very fun to shoot, though. I'm gonna leave the Mad Mega for last, because that 72 darts is gonna be hell on my arm, so we're gonna do the Decimator now, the Hamp. Alright, Oh, jeez. This thing is not very accurate, but it's very, very fun. I love the Decimator. I only heard of its existence today when I went out and bought it at a garage sale. But, oh boy. This is one fun blaster. Alright. Final blaster. Oh, hold on. Let me get it dressed for the occasion. The Mad Mega Barrel in its absolute excessive glory. Oh, that breeze feels so good. Alright. Let's start with this thing. Do we start slam fire now? A few more shots first. Ugh. Oh! Oh, what an exercise for the biceps and the triceps. If you need a fun way to spice up your exercise regime or regime, I don't know, your exercise. You want a fun way to spice up how you do your strength exercises? Buy a Mad Mega Barrel. Slam firing this thing is a workout. Alright. That was very fun. But now I need to go collect all my darts. And then head back inside so we can talk about how they did. And get the final notes. I will see you all inside. Oh, we're back inside. My arm got quite the exercise out there. And, yeah, let's talk about the, let's adjust my camera yet again and talk about performance. So, it seemed like the most accurate of the blasters from my, rigorous testing was the Villainator, and the least accurate of the blasters was the Savage Spin. Now, the accuracy test was to mainly show how well they work at around the typical engagement ranges of a stock war, which is about 20 feet. So they're not going to be horribly accurate under fast fire rate with really anything. Now, some things, will vary in your performance, like, are you good at staying stable while slam firing? That's hard to do. And because human error is a big thing, and just the blasters themselves not behaving, which I didn't have any issues with that. And then worn darts can also be a factor in loss of accuracy. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. But yeah,
overall, they all did pretty well. And I don't have any problems with recommending you all of them. If you're going to use them in a stock war or a humans versus zombies game, just be mindful of these things. 1, slow loading times. When you run these things dry, you're going to spend a lot of time reloading. Unless you are, you know, not half bad at scavenging, in which, go for it. They are really good when it comes to scavenging, and I honestly recommend that you do scavenge and, you know, try to keep topped up as best as you possibly can. And yeah, they're overall a ton of fun to shoot. I love the Decimator. I love the Savage Spin. This thing is so beautifully absurd with its 72 round donut. Yeah. That's about it. I don't really have anything else I can say in terms of that stuff. Now, which one's the best one? Me personally, I would go for any of them with 40 shots. So, the Magnum, the Villainator, the Turbo Advance, or the Decimator. Now, the reason why I say go for one of the 40 dart ones is it's a nice capacity. 40 darts is always a good high capacity, but it's not so high that you're going to have issues with it. And it's not so low that, you know, you're going to be constantly running out of ammo whenever you need to shoot fast. So I would definitely recommend any of the 40 rounders. The Savage Spin has the issue of wheeler inaccuracy. That being, flywheelers are a little more inaccurate than springers. So you're going to have issues with accuracy and, you know, keeping your darts stable. And especially with wind, I notice wheelers are a lot more susceptible to the wind carrying their darts elsewhere. So just keep that in mind. Wheelers are not accurate. The Crusher is a bit of a specialized blaster in that chain-fed blasters of any kind, like if you get a Crusher or a Rage Fire, or the new Smoking Barrel, or just any chain-fed blaster, you're going to be susceptible to the fact that, well, chains are not only malleable, so they're going to be messy, they're going to be loud, always clanking around, but you'll fall victim to a very big greed when it comes to chains, and that is the fact that you can always have more ammo. You can always have more ammo. This is a stock Crusher chain. This is 35 rounds, but it comes apart super easily. It comes apart super easily. So, like, you could add more. You could always add more. If
you can find another stock crusher chain, then you've just doubled your capacity to 70 rounds. If you find yet another crusher chain, well, now you've got 105, 140, 175. You can very easily make a blaster that has essentially infinite capacity by using chains. But then you have to store them, because, like, with a looping chain like this, once you get much more than, 70, 75 rounds, your chain's going to start dragging on the floor, and that's just going to be uncomfortable. So, you gotta find something else. Gotta, get them running into like a backpack or something, or like a dump pouch, or you may even have to take up a stationary role and be like a living turret and just be constantly racking off shots from a high place with a stationary bucket full of chain. And hey, if you want to do that, go for it. I'm not saying you can't. And this thing, Zuru pretty much made this thing entirely for the absurdity of it. This is 72 rounds, and it's so ridiculous. Like, you're better off, the best way to use the Mad Mega Barrel is to pop the cylinder apart, and use the individual sections as little harmonica clips. And the coolest part is when you get done with it, they launch out. But yeah, definitely try to pop the cylinder apart, use it as harmonica clips, so that way you'll have the same capacity on your body, but you don't have to worry as much about it being all right at the front of your blaster. You can just have them all in dump pouches and just kind of load them, so that way you keep the very svelte platform of the blaster without the excessive drum cylinder kind of bogging it down. So yeah, overall, which ones are the best? In my opinion, anyone with 40 rounds. Magnum, Villainator, Turbo Advance, Decimator. Anyone you can think of that has 40 rounds, use it. Because again, it's good solid capacity, and they're generally not interferent. So yeah. I really... Oh Lord. There we go. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. All the fun little algorithm nonsense. And comment your favorite one of the blasters that I reviewed today. If you think I am an idiot for saying that the Crusher is not the absolute most bestest blaster in the world, then I guess you can tell me about that too. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!